Hey everyone. Yeah, wow. Okay. Phew. Hi, I'm here. I'm going to give everybody a couple minutes to get in here. So the first thing I do want to say is I don't know what happened to my camera, but 2 days ago my computer updated on its own, and ever since then I cannot, even though my graphics are set to the highest, for some reason I've got this blurry stuff going on. I've cleaned my lens. I've tried to update. I don't know. So anyways, I hope that it's not too blurry for you, or that it's maybe just on my end and not yours. So I'm going to give a couple minutes for everybody to get here. In the meantime, if you do hear some kittens cavorting in the background, my cats are all feeling very lively and sprightly tonight. I think it's in part due to the wonderful holiday atmosphere. So my cats are feeling a bit chaotic as well. So, hi Erica, welcome. Nice to see you here. Oh, oh goodness. All right. How are you doing this evening, Erica? Hey Pamela, you made it. Yay. Hi. So, yeah, I don't know how you guys fared with the full moon. I was actually very pleasantly surprised at my muggle job. My mini clients um, didn't seem to bounce too badly with it. Of course, I also went into yesterday and today with my Reiki going full blast and just kind of sending out a lot of positive energy and positive, positive vibes to all of them and to my workspace and everything to help keep things nice and calm. Excuse me. Well, yeah, Erica, I'm glad to have you here too. I'm excited to see you guys here. And oh, that's okay, Pamela. Short bit is good, and the replay is always good too, right? So wonderful. Oh boy. Yeah, I think the excitement of the and it turned really suddenly cold out here too, so my asthma's acting up a bit. It's kind of crazy. So, did you guys actually get to see the full moon and how? Oh my gosh, it was absolutely gorgeous out here. We had a lot of clouds going back and forth overhead, but I was able to get a video of the full moon with the clouds kind of around it, and it's one of the prettiest videos I've ever gotten of the moon. But um, I think I need to get some better technology to get better pictures one of these days, right? So, alrighty. So, all right, I can see that somebody else has joined us, but I can't see who it is. So, welcome to whoever you are, and oh, yes, I'm with you, Erica. I don't sleep that well during a full moon either. There's so much energy going on. It's hard. And it's not just the brightness of the light, it's the whole energy and the ebb and flow. So I hope you got more sleep, get more sleep tonight. So, all righty. Well, why don't we go ahead and get started? And I'm just going to put a timer on here to keep myself flowing along where I need to be. So if you hear like a little bell in the background, that's just my little timer. There we go, that I'm using to keep on track here. So, well, welcome. And I am your hostess with the mostest tonight. I'm Lizbeth from Linden Tree Intuitive and Lizbeth's Botanicals. And I work with clients to journey back to self-love by creating an oasis of self-care. And I've been doing this since 2012. That's when I started my own journey back into doing this, as well as working with clients. And one of my favorite things to do with my clients is to help with meditation techniques and balancing and grounding, so we can kind of rein back that chaos that goes on in our lives. And especially this time of year, through the holiday season, chaos seems to be just everywhere, not just with the energies around, but just our schedules. And we have so many things to do, so many places to be. So my workshop today is about creating calm out of the chaos and bringing some more mindfulness back into the holiday season. So welcome and thank you for joining me today. And for those of you listening to the replay, any of the energy work I do during this workshop today is going to be just as powerful in the replays as it is for those attending live. All right, so today we're going to talk about three specific things. First of all, it's going to be calming the chaos with meditation, and we're going to talk about some myths and truths about a meditative practice. We're also going to talk about how to bring some more mindfulness and easy techniques to incorporate that mindfulness as well as meditation into our daily routine. Excuse me. And then we will, the last part of it, I'm going to be doing some energy work. I'm going to actually show you how you can do some energy work on yourself, even if you are not trained in Reiki or another energy modality. So let's get started. There are a lot of myths surrounding meditation. So I'm going to bring up 5 of them that we're going to talk about. So the first one is that meditation is hard. You know, it depends on the type of meditation. And for those who are just starting out with it, or those who are a little worried about trying to start meditation because they just can't do it, here's one thing. Close your eyes. Just close your eyes. And I want you to breathe in through your nose. Now hold it and release. Do that again. Breathe in through your nose. Hold it and release. That's meditation. Meditation can be as simple as closing your eyes and doing some deep breathing. It doesn't have to ever be anything complicated. And because we are all individuals, we are all different, the type of meditation that resonates the most with us is going to be different. So, getting over the concept of meditation being difficult is just something that we can work through with practice. And I know for me, when I started into the meditation practice, the deep breathing was all I could do. There was so much going on in my life, so many life changes, job changes. I just I couldn't focus on anything. And so sometimes just stopping and breathing was all I could do. But once you get used to doing that and your body gets used to doing that, you start to make it becomes automatic. And then from there, you progress to doing it for longer periods of time. So yes, certain types of meditation are hard, especially like when you talk about the TM meditation. So that was when I was a teenager. TM meditation, transcendental meditation, was all the rage. That was back in the 70s when dinosaurs roamed the earth, right? And TM, for that, you have to completely clear your mind. And that takes us to myth number 2, that in order to meditate, you have to have a completely clear mind and not think about anything, completely blank slate. Okay, well, unless you are someone who has been doing meditation for a very long time, and even those of us who have been meditating for years and years have trouble sometimes, clearing your mind isn't always the easiest thing to do, and it's not always what you want to do for meditation. So clearing the mind can be, one of the ways to do that is to focus on your breathing. You can count your breaths. And when I count my breaths when I meditate, usually I count into a count of 4, hold it for a second, and then I count out to a count of 5. So your exhale actually ends up being a little bit longer than your inhale. All right, so clearing your mind. If you find that it is difficult to clear your mind to do a meditation, think about using a guided meditation. That gives you something to focus on so that your mind is actually in a meditative state, but you are more focused on following the directions of the guided meditation, and so your mind isn't actually turning like a hamster on a wheel. So it gives you a focus that is not a focus, if that makes sense to you. It allows you to relax, it allows your body to relax, and it allows you to get into that meditative state where the benefits of meditation can start to kick in. And once you get used to doing the guided meditations, you're going to find that there'll be times when you slip into a meditative state without there being anyone giving you directions in the background. The other thing that I have found is that there are times when I can do the clear-minded meditation. There are times when I need to have that guided meditation. So with the ebb and flow of our own lives, we will often change the type of meditation that we do. I know that as someone who has like severe anxiety, I actually use the breathing meditation frequently during the day so that I don't have a panic attack. And I have been able to actually keep panic attacks away by doing that breathing meditation. All right, so let me go in and see if there are any questions or anything. Oh, so Erica, you didn't get a chance to see the full moon. Yeah, it was beautiful out here. I'm in the southern tier of New York, just below the Finger Lakes. And when we got that clear sky, it was just absolutely gorgeous. Freezing cold. It was about 12 degrees Fahrenheit out. Brutal, but it was still beautiful. All right, so any questions at this point? Maybe not yet. Okay. In regards to the different forms of meditation, one of the clear-minded meditations that I have found easier to participate in rather than the transcendental, the TM, is something called Zazen. So I took karate for years, and part of our daily practice, our daily workout, was a few minutes of meditation, where we would kneel on the floor, we would stare at an angle on the ground, and just kind of not focus on anything. And it took a while to be able to do that. I was at the dojo for years before I was actually able to do that with any sense of, or any kind of, what's the word I want? Ease. It was very challenging for me to do it for a very long time. Now what I do, because my knees don't like me to be sitting on them on the floor, I will sit on a chair in front of a blank wall, or to have something portable, I'll take a little poster board that's just a completely white poster board, and I will place that close enough to me that that is what I see. I don't have anything out of my peripherals, and I will just look at that. If I can set it on a table so that I can hold my hands properly, then that is what I will use to meditate when I want to do that clear, super focused meditation. And that's a great type of meditation for manifesting. So it takes practice to be able to just calm the monkey mind and focus only on just the blank space in front of you. And if you try to do that one and you don't get it right away, please don't beat yourself up about it, because it is something that does take time and practice. And there will be times that even when you have practiced it for many years, that you just can't get into it because of the chaos going on. That's when I go back to doing the breathing activities again, the breathing meditations. All right, so myth number 3, sitting quietly in lotus position is a must. And so lotus position, if you don't know, that's where you sit cross-legged and you put one foot up on each of your thighs. And then usually people will do the mudra, and I don't remember exactly what mudra this is, but you'll see this is the stereotypic picture that you will see, where people sit there in the lotus with their eyes closed going, Om. That kind of meditation is very powerful, and it is very soothing and very balancing and very good for keeping your mind clear and allowing your body to do what it needs to do and your subconscious to do what it needs to do. Not everybody can sit in a lotus position. Let's face it, physically, not everybody's able to. So how do you meditate if you can't sit in lotus? Well, you can sit in a chair with your feet flat, firmly flat on the floor. You could sit on the floor with your feet out in front of you, or just in a regular cross-legged position. Some people prefer to stand when they meditate. And it's whatever your body allows. I know that some people will tell you when you're doing meditation that you need to just sit there and deal with the pain, and the pain will go away as your mind goes where it needs to go. For those who have issues such as arthritis or joint problems, that's not always an option because you're damaging your joints sometimes when you try to sit like that. It's not a matter of getting your mind beyond the pain. It's a matter of actually damaging your body, and you don't want to damage your body. That's not what this is about. This is not an extreme sport. It's not something that is supposed to be harmful to you. Meditation should be beneficial, and it should leave you feeling relaxed and calm and good when you are done with it. So when you find a comfortable position to sit in, whether it is sitting in a chair, sitting on the floor, laying down on the bed, or standing, or one of the things I love to do is walk. I often will do a meditation when I'm walking. I'll just hold my hands in front of me. Now, it's kind of hard to see in the camera here. So I have one hand, my other hand just laying on top, and I touch my thumbs together. And that's actually what you do with the Zazen when you're sitting on the floor and doing the staring at the blank wall. And when I do a walking meditation, I will also do this. And it helps connect you when you do this. And it's just a relaxed way of carrying your hands so that you don't feel like, what do I do with my hands when I'm meditating? So it helps you stay grounded and be where you need to be. So I lost my train of thought. I apologize. Speaking of the squirrel mind on the hamster on the wheel, right? All right. So we've done the meditation is not difficult. Different forms of meditation. All right. So, oh yes, number 3, sitting quietly in lotus. All right. So I do have to say that this is the one that drives me the most crazy, because telling people they have to sit still and they have to sit in a specific position, as I said, it doesn't work for everybody. So one of the other things that I have noticed with meditation is that moving sometimes helps you calm your brain, because especially if they are rote movements like washing dishes, sweeping the floor, folding laundry. For me, gardening. I will go out into my greenhouse and I will pull weeds and I will tend to my plants. I'll sing to my plants. And for me, that is a super meditation, because I'm grounded, I'm relaxed, I'm giving and receiving energy. And in that process, any problems that I've been having issues with that I can't figure out solutions to, usually a solution will come to me while I'm doing that. So it is a wonderful form of meditation when you are doing a repetitive action, something that you don't really have to think about what you're doing because you're so used to doing it. Use that as a meditation, especially if you have trouble sitting still. Walking, as I said, and there is it's a qigong type of meditation, I believe, where there's a certain type of breathing in and breathing out as you are walking, and I believe that there's a facet of that goes with qigong that works. I found myself just doing it because I used to take very long walks, and I would just count my breaths as I was walking, or I would count my steps. And when you do that, instead of looking all around at the scenery when you're walking, it's like the Zazen. You keep your gaze at an angle to the ground, and that's where you kind of focus your gaze as you are walking so that you're not all over the place. Meditation benefits are only short term. That's myth number 4. While we get meditation benefits that are very quick when we see them, because as soon as you start doing something like the deep breathing and the breathing in and the releasing the breath, you immediately calm down. You can lower your blood pressure. You can lower your pulse rate. You can, for me, I feel when I get really anxious, it feels like my stomach goes into a knot, and I can feel that actually unwinding. So that benefit is very quick and not generally short term, though. That's the thing, is if you have a regular meditation practice, the lowering of your blood pressure and your pulse rate to a calmer state, especially if you are someone with high blood pressure or someone who, like me, has a lot of anxiety, when you do this, it gives your body an idea of what it's like to be at a normal or calm state, and the body starts to want that. So you find yourself being pulled into meditation more frequently so that you can get back into that state of calm and that state of just peaceful pleasantness. Over time, it can help you reduce your blood pressure to a point where you no longer need blood pressure medication if you're on that. Now, I'm not saying to go off your blood pressure medication, please. I'm not a doctor. I will tell you that personally, though, I was on blood pressure medication for 3 years. And through meditation and exercise and working with my doctor, I was able to get off of my medication. And when I find that my anxiety or my stress is getting too much and I can feel my blood pressure going up, I up the amount of time that I do meditation. I make sure that I get enough exercise. So working with your doctor on that, working with yourself on that is one of the best ways to bring about some really long-lasting health benefits. For the record, the last time I took blood pressure medication was in 2015. I was able to discontinue with my doctor's approval. I worked with her on this, and I have not been. So I have been medication-free for 4 years and continuing to be so, and with my doctor continually monitoring it because she can't believe that I've been able to do this. Most people, when they go on the medication I was on, have not been able to come off of it. So, but working with her, it's been great because now she's recommending meditation to other patients to help them with this as well. So it's one of those win-win where you get the Western medicine and the holistic stuff and it works together and everybody benefits from that. All right, other long-lasting benefits that you get from meditation is it helps you focus better. So if you are working in a place like I am, I have all these mini clients, I'm working with currently about 165 12 to 14-year-olds. It's an adventure. They are a joy, but they are full of chaos. And so pulling back from that, grounding myself, I find that when I go into work in the morning, I sit for a few minutes in meditation before they start to filter in so we can work on our stuff. And then when I break for lunch, I will do some more meditation. And at the end of the day, when I'm wrapping up all my paperwork and getting ready to go home, I will do a few more minutes of meditation. And I find that that is very helpful. And it helps me retain a better focus for working with my mini clients and I'm saying mini, M-I-N-I, because they're 12 to 14-year-olds. Not many, but mini, although there are many of them. It helps me work with them better without losing my patience, without getting too fractured in what I'm doing and trying to multitask with too many things. So even though my job requires me to do quite a bit of multitasking, meditation helps me keep a bit of an even balance with that. So I can honestly say that meditation helps your brain function better because it keeps it in a calmer state, it keeps it in a more balanced state, and it allows you to look at things from a more neutral perspective so you're not getting so caught up in the chaos and the emotion of everything. You are able to kind of pull yourself back, look at things a little more calmly, and then make a decision on what you need to do. All right, before we go on to the fifth myth, I just want to see if there were any other questions. So Erica, oh yeah, sitting in lotus with the lit candle. I have not been able to do that. I have so much trouble staring into the candle flame sometimes. So that's really neat. Get the flame to grow. Yes, that's a lot of energy work when you do that, working with the flame. And getting it to grow, have you ever been able to get it to swing from side to side or do swirly things, or you should play around with that sometime. It's actually a lot of fun to do. So that's really cool. Definitely focused. Yeah, I believe that. So that's awesome. All right. So fifth myth. The fifth myth is that you have to meditate for hours and hours and hours every day in order to get good benefit from it. No. When we were at a staff meeting earlier in September, and someone was talking about meditation and wanting to bring more meditation into the workplace, but there's not enough time to do it, and it's so involved in all of this. And I was just, you know what? If you have 30 seconds, let's meditate. Let me show you how to do it in 30 seconds. So that's what, and I showed them, and that's, we're going to do that in a second here too. If you have 30 seconds here, 30 seconds there, it may not be a large chunk of time, but it is enough to make a difference. And over time, it will make a lasting difference. If you get into the regular routine of doing anything positive in your life, even if it's tiny little bits, as I always tell my clients, sometimes the tiniest steps will actually get you the furthest. So even if you only have 30 seconds here, and then maybe 2 hours down the road, you have another 30 seconds. You're waiting in line at the grocery store, and the person in front of you has a full cart of stuff, and you have to wait until they are done. That's the perfect time. You can do some breathing meditation right then, and you didn't take hours to do it. But I'll tell you, when you're standing in line at a store, especially during the holiday season, when you're standing in line and you've got an armful of stuff and you have to wait, doing that breathing meditation calms you down. And one of the really great benefits is that the people around you start to calm down too. So if you have antsy people around you, a little child fussing or someone getting really snarky because they're taking too long to ring them out, just start breathing and calming yourself down. And that energy, that calm, balanced energy that you are putting out will affect the people around you. So it's really an awesome way to see the ripple in the pond, the ripples in the water effect when you see that, when you send that out. So it's really cool. All right, so let's do a little practice with this. All right, so I am going to get my little timer here so that I can actually, oops, not my calculator. I want my timer. So I'm going to time 30 seconds, and we're going to do a 30-second meditation. So what I'm going to have you do, we're going to do this a little bit differently than what we did before. So I want you to take your tongue, and I want you to put it on the roof of your mouth, like this. And then you're going to close your mouth. So you're not going to see it. I'm going to find my little, oh, come on, I haven't, okay. Add a timer, 30 seconds. Okay, so with your tongue on the roof of your mouth, you're going to close your mouth, and then you're going to close your eyes, and you're going to breathe in. I'm going to count. I'll have you hold it, and then I'm going to count out again. And we're going to do this repeatedly for 30 seconds, and I'm going to set my timer. All right, and okay, breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold it, and release. 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Release. 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, that was 30 seconds of meditation. And the point of putting your tongue on the roof of your mouth is when you do that, when you're doing the breathing in and the breathing out, it actually helps connect your vagus nerve to all of everything that's going on. And so it gives you a faster calming down. It gives you a faster connection with everything that's happening and more lasting benefits from that. All right. So any questions? So, oh, you tried it, but it waved side to side. Oh, yeah, I love playing with those candle flames. It's so much fun. Neat. All right, so now after you have meditated, that actually meditation helps increase the blood flow to your brain. It helps relax your body. It lowers your stress levels. And even if you don't have hours and hours and hours every day to meditate, if you do, that's awesome. I wish I did. But if you don't, if you live out there in the real world and it just doesn't happen, take those 30 seconds here and there where you can get them. And at some point you're going to find out or realize Your body's going to take in that you're doing 60 seconds, or you're doing 2 minutes, or you're doing 5 minutes. I will tell you the other thing too is that for all the years that I have been meditating, it is very rare for me to be able to sit in a meditative stance for more than 20 to 25 minutes. For all the time that I've been doing it, that is as long as my body can physically sit to do it. I used to worry about that. I don't anymore, because I've realized that even doing only 20 to 25 minutes, I come out of it feeling like I've had 8 hours of sleep. So the benefits are there. And each of us is an individual. So some of us, maybe an hour would be great. Some of us, maybe you're only going to get that 5 to 10 minutes at a time. And as your life ebbs and flows, your time for meditation will too. You're going to find that there are times when you can meditate longer, times when you just really can't. It's okay. Don't stress about it, because you're trying to get rid of the stress. You're not trying to add to it, right? So, all right. From here, I think what we're going to do is talk about moving on to the second one. Well, let's incorporate some simple meditation techniques into every day. So one of the first things you can do with mindfulness and meditation is, as you are in a situation, and whether it's at the store, in traffic. I do this a lot when I'm in traffic. If you were sitting at a meeting, things like that, be an observer. Instead of trying to put yourself into the action, take a step back, even if it's just energetically, and observe. Watch what's going on around you. Sometimes we feel the chaos and we feel the anxiety and the stress simply because we're allowing our energy to connect into that. If you become an observer and you pull back and do that, sometimes that energy isn't going to touch you at all. It's not going to affect you at all, because you're now just an observer. You are not partaking of it. You are not actively involved in it. Excuse me. The second thing is breathe. And this is something that I had to remind myself to do for so many years. You get tense, you stress up, and you're not breathing, or you're breathing very shallow from your upper chest. When you start to notice that, start breathing in through your nose and breathe out through your belly. As if you are a trained singer, you know what I'm talking, the diaphragmatic breathing, the deep belly breathing. That will relax you faster. It expands your lung, your lung and your rib cage out, and that helps the whole body relax. And again, if you do that with the tongue on the roof of your mouth, you are also connecting the vagus nerve to it all. And it just helps you get into that meditative state, and it helps you bring down your anxiety, it brings down your stress, it lowers your blood pressure, and it helps you connect to a neutral type of energy rather than that frenetic chaos. So remember to be an observer, breathe deep into the belly, and then the next thing is using your senses. So, and this is a technique I use a lot for anxiety and working with my clients who have anxiety. When you start tensing up, think about, what do you see? What do you smell? What do you hear? Sometimes it's what do you taste as well? And what can you touch? What are you touching? What are you feeling? And if you tap into these senses, that can actually be a form of meditation as well. Sit there and close your eyes and just focus on what you're hearing. Let it roll over you. What do you hear? What do you hear? Being the observer, that's using your eyesight. Just sitting there and observing. What is it that you see? Just absorb what you see instead of absorbing the energy. Touching, tasting, smelling, all of that. Use your senses to help ground you and to help you become an observer in any of the senses. So number 4 for mindful techniques is to refocus yourself. And for each of us, this is going to be done differently. So for me, I find that when I'm getting super stressed, I'll start doing something like this with my fingers. Sometimes it's, like twiddling your thumbs. I grew up, you're nervous, you twiddle your thumbs. A lot of my mini clients like to drum on the desks, and which can get kind of chaotic, but it's a way that they use to actually help them focus. So for some people, it might be tapping the back of your hand. It could be, some people will use rubber bands. And I know that that's also like an anger management technique. So people can like ping their wrist to help them remember to refocus and to calm down. So any of the techniques that you do that you can use to do that, pick something that you know you will remember to do, that you can train yourself to do. And that's a great way to regroup, pull yourself back into that observer position again to help you be a bit more neutral and reground yourself and regroup. The last mindful technique is to release and to allow. And this one, there are times when I find this one very, very challenging. So it's kind of the idea that, it is what it is. There's nothing you can change about the situation. So it's release the need to control it. And if you're like me, control is a huge thing. I like to control things. I like to be in control of how I deal with things, of how things are happening around me. And there are things we just simply cannot control. So imagine you are driving a car, right? And in traffic, the only thing you can control is yourself and your own vehicle. So out there in the chaos of the holiday season, the only thing you can control is yourself and your body being your vehicle. So think of it as being in traffic. You have to be aware of everything that's going on around you. Remember to use those turn signals, right? Allow things to happen around you. Control what you personally can control. And if it's not something that you can control, allow yourself to just let it go. That helps reduce the stress, reduce the anxiety, although sometimes having to let it go creates its own little bit of anxiety, but that's when you breathe into it. So if you feel yourself getting anxious about having to release something, you just breathe into it and let it go. And that is a practice technique. That's not something that many people find very easy to do at the drop of a hat. It's something that we have to work on, something that we have to allow ourselves to grow into. So there's more of that allowing, right? So, all righty. Let's pause here for a second. And, oh yes, crowded places, yes, I do not like crowds. I stay away from the mall. I stay away from high volume times in the grocery store and everything. So myself to look around and breathe. And humming, yes, music is an amazing tool to use. Thank you for reminding me of that. Close your eyes and pretend no one around. Yes, yep. Sometimes it helps just pull back, close your eyes, breathe, imagine that you are alone. Those are great techniques. Thank you for sharing, Erica. So, all right. The last part of what I wanted to talk to everyone about is energy work. So I am a Reiki master teacher. That is one of the things I do. I have clients that and I have local clients and distant clients. So Reiki is one of those wonderful things that it can go through time, space, everywhere, because it's energy, and energy does that. So how do you work with that kind of energy if you've never been trained to do it? So one of the things I do when I teach Reiki classes is I explain to my students about how, when you're a kid and we do this as adults too, I know I do, and you're running along and you run into something and it hurts and you immediately put your hand over it. It's like, it feels better. Well, that is in essence Reiki. So Reiki is your life force energy. It is the healing energy that goes in. It balances and grounds things so that your body can do its own healing. when we have kids and our kids get, they get hurt or whatever, we'll do that too. We'll kiss the boo-boo. We'll put a hand over it. Your child has a headache. Sometimes you'll put a hand on their head to help them feel better. And it's that mother energy. It's that connectedness energy that helps them balance out and helps stop the pain or helps them calm down so that their body can deal with what it needs to deal with. So I'm going to have you do something here. You're going to take your hands and you're going to rub your hands together and then just lightly put them on your temples. So you should feel a warmth, not just from the friction, but what I feel too when I do that is sometimes I feel like my hands are buzzing. And that's the energy. That's the energy. So if you have a headache, you can rub your hands together and then you can use that, anywhere. Like I get the tension headaches where I feel like I have a band going around my head. So I'll often do that. I'll do that and I'll send the energy right into there. If you have an elbow that's hurting, you can rub your hands together and put your hand on your elbow. And you can do this for someone else too, as long as they're willing to accept that from you. You don't have to be formally trained in an energy modality to be able to give positive energy to someone for that. When you are feeling overstressed and everything is really chaotic, you can actually do that to yourself. You can give yourself positive, loving energy, Reiki or whatever you want to call it. You can give it to your heart. And this is a great way to help calm yourself down. As I said, you can do it to your head. If you find you are having trouble speaking in front of a group and you need to do that, and that's part of the reason you're all stressed up and the anxiety is rising, and you can actually give it to your throat chakra right in here. And you can, it looks like I'm choking myself, you guys. But you can give the Reiki to your throat to help open that up for you to be able to speak, to your heart, to any part of your body that is hurting. It's just a matter of sending that loving energy to yourself or to someone else to help bring down the stress, to help bring down the anxiety, to help calm everything around you. So one of the things I'll also do during the holiday season, especially if I am out and about in public and there's a lot of anxious people around me, is I will just put that calm bubble of positive energy around me with the intention that it just seeps into people as they need it, as they are willing to accept it, and it just allows them to enjoy, basically a warm, fuzzy, energetic hug, if they would like to enjoy that. So there was something else I was going to say with that, and I forgot to write it down. But that's, so that's one of the things that I like to do. And I do have a story here to add too. So you can do Reiki on yourself. You can do energy work on yourself without ever being trained to do it. So as a Reiki master teacher, and I've been teaching Reiki for 5 or 6 years, and I actually was a Reiki practitioner for almost 10 years now. One of the things I do is I actually will go and get an appointment and get a session with someone I know. A couple of different people I know do Reiki, and so I will go and actually get a session with someone else instead of doing it to myself. That part of the reason for doing that is because we don't always see clearly when it comes to ourselves and helping ourselves heal and doing what we need to do. And also sometimes when you want a Reiki session or you want a energy healing session, you just want to relax. You don't want to have to be doing any thinking about it. So going and getting a session with someone that you know and that you trust and you're comfortable with is a great form of self-care. So I do it like I would go to my chiropractor or my acupuncturist. I also go and I get energy work done. And it is one of the best things that I could ever do for myself because I'm very energy sensitive. And so when I allow myself to receive that energy from another practitioner, it is like someone has just cocooned me into this warm envelope of loving energy, and I can totally relax, which allows me to work with my clients better. Okay, so there was that. And So the other thing I wanted to do now, that's right, I wanted to actually do a short, oh, your hands are tingling? Oh, that's so cool. I love it. I love it when I do that and I can feel it doing it. So sometimes when I'm doing Reiki, I'll actually be giving a Reiki session, I can actually feel all the tingling happening in my hands. The chakras in my hands will turn on and I'll actually feel it as I'm giving the energy. So what I want to do now is I am actually going to do a little Reiki session for all of you who are watching, whether it is live or in the replay. And I just want you to sit back, close your eyes, relax, and I'm going to just give you the Reiki. And for whoever it is out there who needs to hear this, relax your hands, honey. Just unclench those hands. Go ahead and breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. In through your nose and out through your mouth. Go ahead and keep breathing in and out. Just focus on your breathing right now. Don't focus on anything else. Focus on the breathing. And coming in to join us for this Reiki healing, there's Archangel Metatron supporting you and your guardian angels. And Archangel Gabriel is here, giving you positive reinforcement and letting you know just how much you are loved. Archangel Chamuel is here, helping to work on your heart to help you release the sorrow and release the anxiety, and to open your heart to love, acceptance, love, acceptance, healing. And Archangel Ariel is here to help you working with setting boundaries and setting positive boundaries for yourself and for others. Archangel Michael stepping in to surround you in his protective blue light. Don't forget to breathe. You are being surrounded in a crystalline diamond light, energetically cleansing your cells from the soles of your feet all the way up through your knees, through your hips, through your stomach, up through your lungs and your heart. We're going to pause here at the heart for a moment. Breathe. Release the pain. Release the fear. You are so safe and loved. Move up to the throat. It is okay to speak your truth. You are safe in doing so. Up to the third eye, allowing for stronger intuition to guide you, trusting your intuition. And up to the crown, allowing the release of what no longer serves you, releasing any of the built up energy that has been rattling around inside you that you don't need anymore, and clearing a path to connect with spirit. It allows you to move energy from source all the way through you and down into the earth, grounding you and helping you stay connected and balanced. Remember to breathe. Take a deep breath in. Hold and release. We'll end the Reiki session here. Thank you for allowing me to share this energy with you. And I hope you found it beneficial and healing. I don't know about you, but my heart is just overflowing. I've got tears in my eyes, actually. The energy flow was just profound and deep. Wow. Okay, so I don't know if there are. Hi, Mel. Welcome. I'm glad you made it. I don't know if you made it in time for the Reiki session, but you can get that on the replay anyway. So, yeah. Okay, we've got, wow. Yeah. A lot of energy flow there. Whew. All righty. So, are there any questions before we close? Let me tell you, actually, I need to let me put in the link for for those of you who are here. I just got to find my link. I put it somewhere. Not on that page. So let's see. My thank you for attending my workshop here. And in case you are interested, as I said, I do Reiki sessions. I do intuitive holistic wellness coaching, where I work with people on bringing balance into your life, and we do it through various means. Energy work, I will do readings, whether it's mediumship or tarot or oracle cards if they resonate with my clients. I also work on things like exercise and sorting out your life and helping you to coordinate what you. Wow, that energy session just I can't even talk straight now. That happens sometimes when the energy gets flowing very strongly. So in the wellness coaching, I work with clients and we take a look at things like nutrition and exercise and socialization, and we do energy work and we'll do readings. And if it's a local client, I actually will even take them grocery shopping and show them alternative things that they can buy to help boost their health and their nutrition. I also work very closely with herbs and flower essences to help people create that oasis of self-care so that they can learn to love themselves and love their bodies again. I also I do mindful mandalas. I draw mandalas and I will create them for clients. I have a coloring book out there, and I think that link. I don't know if that link. No, let me put that link up there for everybody. And let's see. All right, this coloring book I did a couple of years ago, and I've got a couple more in the works. I just haven't, time and chaos. So there we go. So there's my coloring book. It'll pop up there in a second. It's on Amazon. You can actually search it up. It's Mindful Mandala Coloring Book, and it by me. I know there's a couple others out there with the same title and everything too. It's just a small little paperback one. It's perfect for a stocking stuffer, actually, for Christmas. So are there any questions? Feel free to sign up for my email, not my email, my newsletter from my website. I do Currently, I am posting daily cards on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. Starting in January, I'm going to go to a monthly blog instead for the messages from the Linden tree rather than the weekly one with the daily cards, because I do need to get more back into my flower essences and my herbal stuff and the wellness blogging. So I will be working more with doing those. And you can catch up with me if you'd like to have a reading. I do have a special going on right now. Where I have 20% off coupon. The coupon is, I'll put that in here too. Coupon is H2019, and that is good for any of the services on my website. Also, I will, let me see if it'll let me add in. I don't know if it'll let me add in the coloring page, because I do have a free coloring page for you guys too. In addition to, my gift for you is a booklet, and it's a booklet with techniques that you can do for simple meditation techniques, simple ways to raise your vibes, some herbs that will help you sleep better or reduce anxiety, some techniques to reduce anxiety, some flower essences that will help you feel better. And so it's just a booklet of a whole bunch of little things that can help you work through the anxiety or the stress or the chaos of the holiday season, as well as meditative techniques to help you with that. So there was something, oh, I'm in the wrong, that's why I'm in the wrong file here. Let's see if it will allow me to do this. If it, nope, it's not gonna let me do it. So once I end the live, what I will do is go through and create a link to a free coloring page. It's a mandala style coloring page that I will put up there for you so you can download the PDF and color to your heart's content, because some people find coloring is a wonderful, relaxing activity. It's also a very nice meditative technique as well. So, are there any, uh-oh, something. Looks like some funny link went in there. I don't know what, oh dear. Uh-oh, I hope I didn't cook something up. I will go back through and I will add things into the little blurb at the beginning too. All right, so does anyone have any questions? Anything you would like me to go over again, or any comments? All righty then. I'm really glad you guys showed up and came and hopefully enjoyed. And I actually feel a lot calmer now ending this than I was at the beginning. I wasn't even feeling overly anxious at the beginning, but with the meditation and the Reiki, I'm just kind of feeling real mellow right now. So hopefully you guys are too. And thank you. I appreciate you coming, and I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. I look forward to seeing you again in the future. Bye.